I'm back. Got knocked out, but I ain't giving up. They don't want me to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. They try to, how the preachers be saying, they trying to silence me. I'm the preacher, the Southern Baptist preacher. They trying to knock me off of YouTube. They trying to silence me, but I'm back. I say I'm back. I might gotta run downstairs for a bit. I'm back. Yes, I was knocked off of YouTube, but I don't know what happened and the live was still going on. So apology too. I don't know what happened. I couldn't get back up there. Couldn't get back up there. It was saying I was live, and I guess I was digging deep and talking about some serious stuff. So I don't know what happened, but I'm back. What was I talking about? Well, I must have really been going really spiritual because it knocked me off and kept me up there. Hmm. I ain't never seen that happen before. But when y'all come back, if y'all can remind me what I was talking about, I'll start right back from there. Yeah, when you don't want you to be. I was talking about how the strategic, how the how things happen, but it's no weapon formed against you will prosper, and how I'd rather have a hood chick like Tokyo Toni any day if I had this if the day was like ancestors was like and Mama Universe like you gotta choose between having a religious mother, one like Chris Jenner or one like Tokyo Toni. I'm back, y'all. They knocked me off. I'm back, and it kept on going. I must have been going deep in it. I must have been doing something right. I must have been doing. I must have been doing something right because it stayed. It knocked me off, and then it stayed up there like it was still live. Yep, I got a part one of this, but I'm back, and I'm talking about Ray J and Tokyo Toni and Chris Jenner and the Kardashians. So it knocked me off of part one. So this is part two. I said I'd come back. And somebody might have to remind me what I was talking about when it knocked me off of part one. I was talking about how I would rather have a mom. If I had the universe was like, listen, you got to choose between having a Christian mom, a Chris Jenner mom, and a Tokyo Toni. And you can only have those three choices. I would definitely choose to have Tokyo Toni. Yep, because I could deal with her. Yep, I think she's the least dangerous of the three of having a Chris Jenner mom, a Christian mom, and a Tokyo Toni. I think I would choose the street chick. I think I would choose her. You know why? Because of all three of those, she's the least dangerous. And you know why she's the least dangerous? Because she is not sneaky with her stuff. She'll tell you how she feels. She's not gonna do anything. She's an emotional, wounded Scorpio that feel like she has been unfairly done. Yep. So I would rather deal with her of all three of those types. And when you're dealing with people like that, Chris Jenner lady, mm, anybody that can produce a corn video for their daughter like that and tell a young man like that to go harder and do it worse than and be more explicit in a corn video, that's a dangerous that's dangerous. That's a dangerous woman to pimp out her daughters like that and live vicariously through them. And then Tokyo Toni see her grandchild going around them people, and they more dangerous than she ever would be. I would trust her. I really don't think that she would do Black China like that, even though she was in the corn industry too. I don't think she would do her daughters like that, and I don't think she would do her granddaughters like that. Chris Jenner, on the other hand, she definitely will put them granddaughters to work if she put her daughters to work like that. You know, because that's what she was doing. I'm not trying to. Yeah, I am trying to do a little judging. Hell yeah, yeah. Screw that. Screw that. Yeah, if I had to choose, I would choose her. I'm not gonna be up here that long because I got a part one of this and I got knocked off. But I was just talking about how manipulative. You know, they talk about how the men are so terrible and stuff like this, and how they so bad. But a lot of times, I'm not making no excuses because yeah, it's some diabolical men out here. But it's also some diabolical women out here too. And these women are pedos. They pet pedophiles too. But they get a pass for it. And when you think about it, look at the Justin Bieber. They saying Justin Bieber was had that baby by allegedly. This is for entertainment purposes. This is my son goddess 777. This is just for spiritual and entertainment purposes. They saying that that second baby she had, Kourtney Kardashian, is by Justin Bieber. Now that boy looked just like him from the pictures I seen. But if that's the case, Justin Bieber was a minor and she was twice his age. So why do women get a pass for pedophilia, pedolight or pedophilia? I can't say it. Why do they get a pass for it and the men don't get no pass for it? And they just as bad. They just as bad. They it's all behind an evil man. I believe he backed by an evil woman, or he been raised by one. Behind every even with that man, look at how they conspire with that lady that's looking for love in all the wrong places. Stefan Diggs and his mother. Honey, I seen that play out. I seen them mothers get together and conspire and be like, listen, all y'all other hoes stay in the background because this one here, we can benefit from her. So don't mess this up for me and my son. You got them out here like that. I ain't mad at them. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to nobody, but hey, to each his own. I mean, if you out here and you don't see, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got no discernment and you looking for love and all the wrong, they're gonna play with you. They be your op the whole time, don't really like you, just like what they can get out of you. And that's what these cultures vultures have done to our culture. Anybody that I hear now saying that they love Kim Kardashian and they love the Kardashians, and you are a melanated person, there is something seriously wrong with you. Look at what they did to Black China, how they was supposed to be her friend, and the culture vulture off of her got all the knowledge and information and stuff, and all the creativity and ideas for her. Took the girls, they put her out and took her baby daddy, and then not only that, they helped cancel her TV show with their brother, and I believe that was all a setup too, cause he ain't no he they done messed him up. He'll never be any good being around those type of women. You know, Rob Kardashian ain't gonna never be good for nobody. I don't even know why Black China even did herself like that. It is no prize to be in that bloodline. That blood is no prize for no melanated people to deal with them people. Those people are cultural vultures. Like I said in my first live, the daddy was racist. He used that black lady to help him do the O.J. Simpson case. His family did not want him to marry a melanated woman, but he was having an affair with that lawyer that helped him with the O.J. case. So those are racist people that only use melanated people for resources, and that's how a lot of them are. You know, they need melanin. They want to have the children that's melanated so that they can survive through whatever's coming with the radiation and the climate change and the reset and all that. And as they sleep with you and even having oral fellation and stuff, they get the melanin from that. And as we see, I've been telling my YNs this for a while. I've been telling them this, and I'm not the hustle, cause I grew up with a few of the elite ones and stuff, and they don't be playing when it come to that money. You got one that's with this foolish looking ball player. She telling these girls how to stay with these NFL or NBA players for 2 years. Make sure you cook for them and bring them food, do their homework. Make sure you know you have crazy relations with them in the bedroom. They're gonna be attracted to the black girl, but pick with her and bring out the Shanae, and that way he'll see how ghetto she is and run from her. And they're gonna still be attracted to the black women, and let them cheat, but don't let them get emotionally attached to a woman. I don't know how you're gonna do that. I want somebody to tell me how you keep a man from getting emotionally attached to a woman if he's sleeping with her. And she said for the black men to get the black ball player, you got to be with them 2 years, either marry them or have a couple of babies, and you got them. She said she over in Cancun chilling, and she right. It be working. I ain't knocking the hustle. I know them white girls. Cause I grew up with I grew up with a few of the elite ones, and I grew up with some ones that was a trailer park trash, and all types. But I know how they, I know how they operate because I have, spent some time with some of the elite ones and stuff. And they be about that money. They'll tell you right now when they go through a divorce, they taking the kitchen sink, they taking the stove, the refrigerator, they ain't even leaving a drop of water for the motherfucker. That's how they talk, and they should be on it because they were the first sex slaves. The Moors wouldn't marry them; they used them as whorums and prostitutes. You remember they passed that Mann Act because that black man was dating enslaved white women. That's what they were, slaves, Slavic. So they tell us a lot. I ain't going into all this history. Y'all gonna have to learn for yourself. But the slaves were really them. So um, she was telling them girls how to get them NFL ball players and stuff. So yeah. And even it's funny that my dad said when Kanye was getting ready to get married to that girl, how he was gonna regret that. That was gonna be the worst mistake he ever made in his life. And I was trying to figure out how my dad knew that, because my dad be on some weird stuff too, but he was right about that. They say a broke clock is right like twice a day. So, then I went into talking about my personal situations with they knocked me off. I must have been going deep. I was talking about my situation, what I experienced, with the religious matriarchs and different things, and my how manipulative. And I don't want to deal with no religious. I would not want to deal with another religious. If I had to come back here, I wouldn't want to deal with no religious parent, no religious family members, or no kid Chris Jenner type people. I wouldn't care if they had $1 billion. Yeah, give me Tokyo Toni. I could deal with that. You get she gonna let you know what she gonna do. She a little ratchet. She'll talk that junk. She just wants some attention and stuff like that, and going on about her business. But that mess that you deal with these religious matriarchs, and some of them are, not all of them are. Some of these people is melanated that are working with them people. They are them people. Them religious people and them Christian. Oh, you don't see that coming. You don't see none of that coming, honey. So it's very strategic, manipulative, and they know what they doing. And when they get older, like that lady, you think she older now, Chris Jenner, she's still the same devil. She's still the same. She looking at them young girls now, her granddaughters. She want her granddaughters to get out there and do corn and turn tricks and things. You don't believe me? And I think that Black China should stop belittle. I think that little girl, that Rob Kardashian baby, should stop belittling Black China and stuff, because not Black China, but Tokyo Toni, because Chris Jenner is not better than Tokyo Toni. I don't think Tokyo Toni would go that low to do the things that even though she might got money, but they put her up there because they know she is a witch. She's a woman. I don't know what she is. I don't even think she's human. I don't think she worse than a witch, if you ask me. Cause look at Ray J and all them other melanated men that family had destroyed, honey. And they had everybody, and they didn't have me thinking it, because I knew what time it was. If I didn't know, my daddy knew it. He'd be on some bull. He'd be on some weird stuff too. But he knew. I already knew what time it was. They done made him seem like he was stalking them. He was the bad guy. Been lying on that man all these years. And men don't handle stuff like women handle it. The men are a little, less. They're not as strong spiritually sometimes, and emotionally they strong physically, but they don't handle stuff like, they don't handle situations like women do. So I was just back and wanted to clear that up and see what was going on. But yeah, I'll choose over the fake religious women and these Chris Jenner manipulative, sneaky. I would choose Tokyo Toni, and with Young Pharaoh, I think it was a combination of what happened to him. I think he was targeted. I think he was going through a Saturn's return, and I know he's afflicted from childhood trauma, from being hurt by a nurturer. Like a mother, aunt, mother, or maybe a combination of both of them. So I'm just glad to see him back, and I like what he was saying about how the women choose the street men because they know they can control them, and the street men are the most abused. And the street men be abusing people too, but they are probably abused because the women know Young Pharaoh said that he's a street man, and the women know he can't call the police and stuff. And so they take advantage of that and they abuse them and say, look, you don't do this, you don't do that. I'm gonna call 911, and know that they got stuff, illegal stuff maybe around them. and they could possibly end up going back to jail. So yeah, and when I think about it, it makes sense because I've been in situations where I'm not no street person, but I had family members call, trying to get me in trouble and provoking me and calling 911, and that's what Young Pharaoh say they do to street men. Those women are they don't like them. They just want somebody they can control, and that's why somebody would want to date somebody that's in prison and date somebody that's in. I try to tell this YN that I was like, the reason why these women be dating these men that's locked up is because they insecure. They want somebody they can control. They feel like if they in jail, they know where these men are. They know who they can't cheat on them. But what they don't realize is it be Love Allen in these jails and these prisons. These men be actively having relationships with other men, not just while they in prison. But this gay man was telling me it be going down at the jail. It be going down at the jail. Cause I be asking. I be wanting to know. Told me he was freaking off having a Love Allen freak show at the pure jail. I was like, oh my God. He was like, don't mess with none of these ninjas. They all gay. Even the married ones that pretend like I was like, I believe you, baby. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Thanks for telling me. He was like, he done had so many married men that you think straight. And he was sick. He was sick at the time. He even told me who gave him and stuff. And the person that he said gave it to him, I knew that person. I ain't know him like that, but I knew of him. So yeah. And then the women will deal. The men of the street men will deal with a woman they think they can run over. And a lot of times the woman be just she ain't that lightweight like that. Just cause a woman ain't ratchet don't mean she ain't got no backbone. So they be trying to get over, and then the women be trying to control the men, and people just don't have self-worth. They don't have control of themselves. They got low self-esteem, and they in these abusing each other, these toxic relationships. And I don't think that, like I said in the part one, I don't think people should move to all areas. You need to be knowing yourself, studying your tropical chart, your sidereal chart, and all that. Not just this tropical, because a lot of times they got involved in that, and it is a blueprint. But you need to know your spiritual chart and your astrocartography, where you need to move, because some people can't live in landlocked areas. You don't supposed to be living in an area where there's no water and different things. You can't, like when he moved to Katy, that I don't know if that was a good area for him to move to, because it's different. Like I've been to that location and it's okay. Like it's okay. It's not. It's an okay area, but it's different. Like the people in those areas are more about like money, and they're not really spiritual. They don't seem like, it's not a lot of spiritual people in that area. Not nothing is wrong with them, but they're more about working and money, and they gotta go, go, go. They always on the go trying to get to the money, and it's a party. That area anyway, close to that area, it's a party town. It's a flash playboy, playgirl, influencer, like Instagram type energy, entertainment, the industry type. A lot of celebrities and stuff be in that area in general. So it's not no area where the people are like into spirituality and into the knowledge and into, they it's probably a few people into veganism and all that, but it's not. It's more industrial. You got the oil tycoons around. They all about industry, and it's a lot of masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? And and some of the relationships I seen, even the people with money, they be getting abused. I know that go on everywhere, and the women probably abusing the men. But I'm saying it's like, from what I see, it be the women that's taking care of the men, or the men controlling the women, or I don't know. It's just some places me personally, I like to be around water and nature and stuff. Like I'm not into all that stuff. I never, even when it looked like I was into it, when I was all into the flash and stuff, I wasn't really into it like that. I always more been of a nature like person and stuff. Not no. I ain't into all that hanging it. I might used to go out because I like to dance, and I still like to dance, but I just don't like to be around a lot of people, a lot of famous people, and this and this person, and know that person, and I know I'm over here with this celebrity. I ain't into that. I never been into that. Even when I was around celebrities, I didn't really take pictures and all that stuff and flash it like that. I'm not into that. So anyway, yeah. So you have to be careful of the location that you move to too, because if you move to certain areas and you flashy and they think you got a lot, it'll put you into some dangers and stuff like that. So just have to be careful. And you gotta watch that set. We gotta get to know ourselves. Like I said, know your that Saturn's return happened when you what is it like from 26, 27 on up into the 30s? That's a rough area. That's a rough time of people's lives, and you have a few Saturn's return. So this has been my son goddess. I've been up here now, what, like 20 minutes. I'm not gonna stay up here long. I just wanted to continue talking about how we gotta clean up our matriarchy and our patriarchy. But we know the men are like off. We already know that, and we created them, but they afflicted from child. A lot of men can't handle. If a lot of men would have went through the stuff that I went through, the ones that probably been through the things I've been through and worse, I know they like probably done. They some of them ain't here no more. Some of them done lost their minds. Some of them in jail. Some of them strung out, and some of them have. People can make you take yourself out where they will put you in situations and stress and oppression. So I'm just grateful that I'm here to be able to tell somebody that you can make it. You got. You cannot trust people. You never could. Your enemies are of your own household and of your kin, and a prophet is without honor in his own country amongst his own kin. It be the people closest to you. Like I said, you have to be careful with your children. How you let your children be around even your family. You can't even trust the parents. You what somebody saying they can't trust, they can't crash out because they got little kids and they know they need to be here for them because the other parents ain't no good. And I used to have to think like that too. I used to be like, I can't crash out because I know that somebody need me. And if I crash out on these mugs, then who they gonna have? So look, everybody grown now, so don't be messing with me because I can crash on you now and I ain't gotta worry about taking. Hey, it ain't like that now. But yeah, they were saying they can't crash out because they know they kids need them. They need what would they do without them because they don't feel like they really safe with the other parents. So yeah, it be like that. So um it's just wild out here. You just got to be careful about your people will keep your kids and turn them against you. And then you got to go through therapy and all this kind of stuff to deal with the fact that you just trying to go to work and make some money. And the people keeping them, even the parents are planting stuff and divide and conquer. And people are sick and they are agents. Everybody in our bloodline is not pure hearted, don't have the unconditional love. Some of the older people is evil. Like I said, that baby boomer generation, I guess they were born to teach us what not to be. The baby boomer generation. I think they were born to teach us what not to do and what not to be. Because to me, it seemed like not all of them now, but a lot of them I meet, it seemed like they just really wasted their time. I don't know. I don't know. Because I mean, they was living in an illusion. A lot of them, they parents, whatever they left them, they squandered it and didn't invest the money right and this and that. So I guess that was just a lesson for us. What's not a lesson and a blessing. So yep, you just you gotta know yourself. You gotta work on healing. You gotta know how to stay away and let go and detach. It's not about the fame and the money and the notoriety. It's about you doing the work within and learning how to let go and detach from these things, people, places, and things, and have love. Don't walk away. You don't gotta burn the house down and burn the bridge down, but you can walk away in unconditional love and you can love, you learn to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you can see things for what it is. Go back and when you're doing your shadow work, when you're doing your soul work, and just if you would go back now and meditate and go within and work, a lot of things would come 360 and it would make sense. Now, a lot of things I'm telling you that didn't make sense will make sense now if you do your soul searching, your shadow work, your meditating, going within. A lot of things you studying yourself, a lot of things will come to you from past lives where you don't gotta go and necessarily do regressions. You can do things yourself. It'll come together and you'll see what this life connected to the last life and things you needed and things you have. Some of you have resolved things and you done passed the test and made the shifts even though it's a journey, it's a continual journey of life, death, rebirth, and transformation. But you are passing tests and raising up to certain levels where some things, you have been restored from. You're not at that place anymore of in that, in the midst of the storm. It's over now. You like, I know I can make it. Ain't I feel? I know I can make it because I'm on the, you on the other side of some things now. Maybe a few things. You done overcame. So yeah, what they say, new levels, new devils. But we know how to hack this game, and we know that we are our hero. It's all within us. Like I used to think somebody was gonna come and save me. I had to save myself. I found out that I was my hero. Yep, I was my own savior. The Christ, the Cristo Negro is within me. The Christ, the kingdom of heaven is from within. Everything, the joy is within. The peace is within. It ain't on the outside. It's from within. Everything is from within. It's inside of you. The joy, the currency. You are the currency. This money that ain't is fake. These degrees we get, this money we making, all this stuff, it's fake. This is all an illusion. It's within. You are the currency. It's all within. Really, everything is within you. So, we just have to, what they say, you gotta watch. You gotta watch, be observant, keep connected, keep grounded, keep doing your breathing, stay connected to nature, go within, meditate. It's all within you. They trying to keep us distracted. And it's the end game, the hunger game, the squid game. They trying to keep us distracted, but you got to focus on you and going within and keep right on working on you. And that's the key. Going within. And this has been my son Goddess 777. Like I said, um, it's maybe not easy, but a separation has come. The shift has happened. You need to keep right on going within and detaching. Like I said, you don't have to walk away and burn the house down, burn it, but you got to separate yourselves. This is a narrow road, very narrow. You have to separate. You have to put up boundaries. You have to think about your soul, spirituality. It's nothing wrong with having things and having wealth, but none of it, like the ancient Egyptians couldn't take none of that gold. They couldn't take none of that, them diamonds and all that stuff with, even though they buried it with them. People came in and robbed those tombs, and they even ate some of the mummies because they wanted to ingest their spiritual energy. So a lot of them people was eating and stuff like that. They we know from the Epstein file they eat babies and people and stuff. So they couldn't take none of that with them. You ain't gonna be able to take nothing with you, just your soul. Your soul is what's important and what's valuable. And keeping your heart light as a feather. It's things unfair. It's unfair. Things happen, but you don't have to. You don't have to deal with certain things. If you in a situation, you leave first spiritually and in your mind. Then the physical thing comes. First you leave and you overcome within. It's no need in running from something, and you're gonna be thinking about it and thinking about it, and it's on your mind. That means you still there. You got to break free from within. You got to free yourself from within, and then everything else will follow once you do it spirit on a spiritual level. This has been my son Goddess 777. Support Mayat's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. I will see y'all soon. Y'all have a wonderful moon day, and just keep on grounding, keep on working on healing. Like I said, doing your breathing through your nose, going within. We got some good things coming. Everybody have a wonderful day.